Hey guys, today I'm going to be unboxing the HGIBO Gundam Barbatos Lupus Rex. So here we have the final form of the Gundam Barbatos, and just want to say a big thank you to MindFenix Hobby Store, as always, for sending me this kit to share with you guys. If you guys are fans of the Barbatos, I don't know, are you tired of the Barbatos yet? Are you still really excited about this version? I think this version is much more unique, that I think even if you're feeling a little bit of like Barbatos burnout, that this may be one to like kind of get you back interested in the Barbatos again, or maybe if you weren't interested, maybe this one will be more interesting for you. What I mean is just that this one is definitely a much more unique version of the Barbatos of the many versions that we've had. Certain aspects of it I like, certain aspects I'm not really too big of a fan of. If someone would have told me before, like, what if we add a tail on the Barbatos, I would have thought like, yeah, I don't think so, but I actually kind of like how the tail looks on this, so I'm cool with that. The huge hands, that's kind of okay as well. I don't know, I think it looks better like in the anime, and it looks better in the artwork. Actually on the kit though, of like images that I've seen of the kit though, I'm not really too sure if I'm really feeling that. The Tekkaden logo on the chest is kind of stupid. This part here on the arm, I think they would have looked better just keeping that in red rather than changing it to blue. But anyway, I like the new skirt armor, is all looking better. The legs, I think, all look really good. The legs aren't really all that different, except when you get down to the feet. The new feet are a little bit too big for me. It's really pushing it with those huge giant feet. But again, this is all just all my personal point of view. So let's move on with the unboxing here for you guys. This is number 33 in the line. Going here, we can see what the kit is going to look like, all painted up with some ugly safety flags there on the V-fin. Definitely got to get those chopped off right away. It's got this huge super mace. I do like that. That's pretty cool. Not sure how well it's going to be able to hold that up, but we'll see. As I imagine with a lot of the HG, or just a lot of the Iron Blood Orphans kits in general, the handle is probably not going to be long enough. It's been a general complaint of mine for a lot of these, so hopefully the handle is long enough to be able to get a nice two-handed grip on that. We have these cool big hands, but they're just all going to be molded in gray. I know those parts aren't yellow, unfortunately, so you'll have to do some painting on those. And yellow is a kind of difficult color to paint over gray. So if you're thinking like, oh, you just get a yellow Gundam marker and just paint that, that's probably not going to work out very well. What I would recommend doing if you are going to resort to using a Gundam marker is painting white first. Let that dry plenty and then yellow over that, and it's still probably not going to look that great. Better off doing it by brush. If you can. So, and then here it has the wire for the tail blade. Yeah, all of that. It has these sub arms that fold out of the arms, which are pretty cool, but I'm not really too sure how useful those really are. You can mount the giant ultra large mace, that's what it's actually called there, ultra large mace, onto the back skirt. I think that's using like, you actually have like an extra piece because it's so big it can't actually get close enough to the skirt to plug directly on there. On the other side here you can see it fighting the Regenlay's Julia, which I have also got and I'll be reviewing for you guys very shortly after this. And then you can see using the subarm there to hold one of the twin maces. You can also give it the land mace from the option set 7. Option set 8, I should say. And the list price is 1,400 yen, so this is definitely at the higher price as far as HG Iron Blood Orphans kits go, but that's pretty expected. This does seem to be a pretty full HG kit here for the Barbatos. So there I can see a whole bunch of those new parts. Obviously a whole bunch of stickers there as well, including a very large sticker, which I'm guessing goes on the tail blade, which is unfortunate. There's the wire here in runner C, it looks like. A bunch of white armor parts. And then some black parts there, and then our frame. I'm guessing the frame is going to be the same frame, but I'm not too entirely sure yet. Here you can see in the manual, got the box art there on the top. On the bottom about the Barbatos Lupus Rex and Mikazuki August. We're all very familiar with both of them. Yeah, seeing the illustration here, I think it looks pretty cool, but the kit doesn't quite look exactly the same. But it's a design, in all fairness, that would be very difficult to translate into an HG kit very easily. So here on our parts list, we can see on the A runner is, by the amount of X's on there, I'm now 100% certain that that is the original frame runner, and just we have a lot of the original frame that we won't be using. In this case, they'll probably be replaced with parts here on the B runner. I'm guessing obviously it's going to have totally new arms, I would imagine, except maybe the upper arms. Those might be different as well, I'm not sure. But anyway. And then a few polycaps are also not going to be using. Construction is going to start off with the body. The torso is really kind of not all that different. Then the head, also not really all that drastically different in terms of its construction. Then we get into the arms where we have the shoulders there. I can see the tops of the shoulders. Those are original, but then everything from there down is going to be new in this case. So there's all of that. The subarm going inside the arms there, and then onto the other arms. So once we're finished with the upper body, putting that together, then onto the feet. Those giant feet. Legs, waist. And then finishing up the construction here. And then we're going to be moving on to the backpack. So just a few parts for the main part of the backpack, and then a couple parts for the wire blade. Stickers on there, aplenty, and then the wire using for that. And then for the ultra large mace, we just have 3 parts there, 2 parts for the main piece and 1 part for the handle. And we do also have open and closed hands in this case, which is nice that those are included, but for a kit where, or for a design where like its hands are one of its main weapons, that should be expected. Alright, so here's our foil sticker sheet. These are pretty obvious for the eyes, for the kind of symbols there on the knees. And these I think probably maybe going on the sides of the legs. Some of the other ones though, I think these are maybe for the toes. And then these 2 large yellow ones there for the tail blade. The red ones I'm not totally sure though. Those are probably going in the back of the feet if I had to guess. And then a couple other gray ones there. So a lot of stickers in this case, which is not really too strange for an HG Iron Blood Orphans kit. Some of them have very few stickers. Some of them have a lot more stickers, just kind of hit or miss. But the Gundams have tended to have a little bit more in terms of the stickers. So this is unfortunate, but not too terribly unusual. PC002 for our standard polycaps for this kit, just in the regular brownish gray color. And then here's our wire or lead for this kit, and a couple things. Number one, it's much thinner. I was almost wondering if they were just going to use the exact same wire that they gave us with the Hashmal, but this is definitely a smaller gauge, so it's much more thin than that one. It's probably half thickness or close to that. My concern about this, though, is it's very short. This is super short. This is probably only like 5 inches long. This is probably about going to be like the height of the kit itself. This is much too short. That's kind of unfortunate. So runner A here we have just the Gundam frame. This is HG Iron Blood Orphans Gundam Frame 4. Same frame from the Gundam Barbatos Lupus. And we're going to be not using a whole bunch of these parts here, which is all like parts for the arms. And then I believe it was these 2 parts for the main part of the torso as well. I think that it said that we're not going to use as well, if I remember correctly from the parts list. But yeah, nothing too new or unusual here. But runner B, here's where it gets interesting. So you can see this is like standard Gundam colors, yellow, red, and blue, and then a whole bunch of the new frame parts. So yeah, here's the 2 new parts for the inside of the torso there. It looks like those are going to be a little bit different. I'm guessing that's because I think the shoulder joint is much larger, so we had to accommodate a larger shoulder joint there. And here we can see is the hands, there's the open hands and the closed hands. Here's our V-fin, chest vents, a couple parts there for red. Some really small, nicely detailed parts there for the face, the beard, and then this part that's going over the chest. So you can see that Tekkaden logo will actually be a molded detail. That's pretty nice. And all of that here on runner B. And then runner C is just all of our white armor parts. So parts for the arms, legs, torso, head, everywhere else where we've got white armor. And then finally runner D, which is in a really dark gray, basically black color almost, here for just some of these weapons. And obviously the main parts for the ultra large mace are there, and then parts for I think the backpack and subarms and all of that here as well on runner D. So that's it for unboxing the HG Iron Blood Orphans Gundam Barbatos Lupus Rex, the final form of the Gundam Barbatos. Probably, who knows if Bandai might pull something tricky and have like a Barbatos Lupus Rex like 0.5 or something, who knows. Anyway, but yeah, it looks like a pretty interesting kit. It's a very interesting design, that's for sure. So I'm curious to see how it's going to look in kit form. I've seen images, but of course just being able to actually hold it in your hands and pose it yourself is the best way to get a feel for a kit and see whether I like it or not. So I'll be snapping this up and then coming back with a review for you guys coming up next. If you do have any other questions or comments, leave those down below. Otherwise, see you guys next time. Bye bye!